That was something else, man. If I'm the Oilers, I'm totally shocked right now. You go up 4-1, the game's totally in your control. It looked like you might cruise to a Game 1 win and another Zach Hyman playoff hat trick. Instead, the TSN turning point of this game was Elias Lindholm behind the net. Initially, I thought it went off Darnell Nurse's skate, but it actually goes off Stuart Skinner's stick. And now we're going to the second intermission with a 2-goal game instead of 3. That's huge. Then we head to the third. It's 4-on-4. I know Kevin Bieksa mentioned it, but it really is true. That was such a Crosby-like tip from JT Miller. It was beautiful. Even on TV, you could feel the building just completely explode after that. You could almost feel that energy from the fans, like, oh, we're coming back, aren't we? Then, look, I know it depends what those picks end up being, but if I'm a Canucks fan, I'm so happy that my team traded that third and that fifth for Nikita Zadorov. He's been fantastic for this team, especially in the playoffs. He's been so impactful, and even though he's been there less than a year, it really seems from the outside anyways that he's a leader on that team already, especially during the playoffs. Look, he wanted out of Calgary. I don't blame the Flames for making that trade, but holy, that looks good for the Canucks, even before he unloaded that blast to tie the game at 4. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that was the moment where I was like, wow, what just happened? I mean, I know the season series was dominated by the Canucks, but most of those games were at the beginning of the season. Edmonton came out and looked so ready to take over this game. How is it 4-4 right now? Is Shaq Hyman in net instead of Skinner? Then there's the Garland one. I mean, for a Stanley Cup playoff game-winning goal, to be a fake slapper pump fake through the wickets is unbelievably rock star. And it's not like he put it in from the high slot or in front. He scored from here. He didn't even put it straight in. He had to bank it off Skinner's pad, and it changed angles to go in. That's what the playoffs are all about. Electric goals like that people tell stories about to their kids or their friends or family. It becomes part of the team's history and lore. Obviously, Oiler fans are not seeing it that way. They're ticked that this is how the game ended. But for the general hockey fans who are just watching this without being emotionally invested in one of the two teams, and for Canucks fans, of course, that was a special moment. Now, you know I gotta say it, the obligatory, this series isn't over yet, but I gotta say because it's true. I mean, the Oilers, they're not just going to lay down because they lost one game. Even if it was in heartbreaking fashion, it's a 7-game series. They're going to move forward, and I expect them to come out with a vengeance in Game 2. No, not that kind of vengeance. I feel like I've been saying this about all the series in round 2, but it's true, man. In my opinion, they've all been really fun to watch so far. And this one is no different. I mean, the magic that the Canucks have going right now, clashing with an Oilers team that has so much pressure and expectation to get over the hump and to make a serious push at a Stanley Cup here, it's top-tier entertainment. What'd you think of this one? Were you there? If you were there, tell me about how electric that was. It must have been unreal. And how do you think the rest of the series is going to unfold? Because yes, Game 1 is very important, but in my opinion, Game 2 is even more important. Either you're up 2-0 or it's a split before you change buildings. Let me know. If you want me to cover this series more, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.